The Digital Photography Cafe show is brought to you by Focus Pyramid, the autofocus lens calibration tool for your camera, and by ShootProof, the easy way to proof and sell your photos online.
Welcome to the Digital Photography Cafe show. Join hosts Trevor Curran and Joseph Christina as they chat about the art and business of photography.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. This is episode 117. I'm Joseph Christina here with my co-host Trevor Curran. On last week's episode, we talked about the 30th anniversary of PhotoPlus Expo and 10 simple tips to improve your summer photography. If you haven't watched last week's show, I encourage you to do so. You can find it at our website, digitalphotographycafe.com, in iTunes, listen with the popular Stitcher, TuneIn, and Xbox music apps, or watch in HD on TiVo.
Hey, we are back, Joe. How you doing, my friend?
Good. We are back. It's nice and hot and toasty in Florida. It's beautiful.
It should be, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, today was, we're like days away from going back to school for our kids down here. So, I got to do the family outing of, searching high and low for all of the stuff that we need for all the different kids because they're in 3 separate schools now, which is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. You drive your kids to school too, right? So no buses.
Yeah. No buses. Yeah. So that was fun. So we got to go and rummage, through the mall and all the other different stores for, all the back to school stuff, which is, it's kind of crazy. People are like nuts out there right now.
Yeah, they're nuts. We still have like another 2.5 weeks before our kids go back. They don't go back till after Labor Day up here. That's kind of nice. I mean, we can wind out the end of the month. We got a couple more things planned for, little summer day trips and stuff like that we're going to do. So, we still got a couple more weeks. We're going to try and enjoy it. It's been cold up here. I mean, you're talking about hot down there. It's been cold up here. I mean, we haven't even been able to swim in the pool for like 3 weeks. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're in August. I mean, these are supposed to be like the dog days of summer, right? Hot, and it's cold. I woke up this morning, it was 59 degrees out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't even get it. I mean, down here, honestly, I would say it's probably, the same temperature as the inner Earth. I mean, I don't know, molten. I mean, it's literally so hot that you go and you stand outside, the humidity is like 100%, number one. We have a storm that's brewing in the Gulf or something that's going to probably hit us, which is like, I don't know, tropical storm, depression, I don't know what. So more rain. But the heat has just been intense this year. So maybe we're going to have like a really cold winter. I mean, I don't know, but it's just been crazy.
Well, if things keep up like this, we're going to have an early fall and probably a nasty winter. And I'm not really looking
you didn't even get to use the pool.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Terrible.
I know all the maintenance and stuff on the thing, right? I mean, anybody that's got a pool, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you're out there every day skimming the thing, running the pumps, checking the chemicals, putting chemicals in. Your eyebrows are singed off from all this stuff blowing up in your face.
From the acid and the chlorine.
It's a lot of work, And if, up here with it being cold, the leaves are starting to freak out. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they want to fall, if they want to stay up there. So we're getting all kinds of debris in the pool. So I'm out there skimming it and vacuuming it all. God, it's a lot of work. I'm about done with it anyway.
I know.
Put the damn cover back on it,
I know. Well, I tell you what, we got a really nice message and comment from one of our listeners, right, this week?
Yeah. His name is Fred Pfeiffer, and this really is a ego-stroking email, so we just had to read it.
I know.
So he says, gentlemen, always a highlight of my Monday mornings to get to listen to the two of you as I drive to work.
Oh my God, I'm in Wub.
The best show on my iPhone. You make my trip in traffic bearable. A hot latte in one hand and you guys in the seat next to me. Life is good. Just a heads up that I will be at the expo, so maybe we can get some FaceTime. Either way, keep on rocking in the free world.
Awesome, Fred. That's great. I mean, we get a lot of these, comments like on a regular basis. When we find one like this that's just so fun and so funny and just cool, we have to share it with you guys. It really, I mean, we do this because we absolutely love it and we love helping and, conveying, just not only just the news and photography, but all the stuff that goes along with it, from the business side and the art side, just being a pro photographer for me for so long, you being on the other side of it for so long, just giving you, our input, our thoughts, and, and sharing it with you guys. And, it's so glad that, people are not only listening, but they're enjoying it. So, we've been doing
it's
it for
nice. It's
a
nice
long
to
time.
get the positive feedback like that, just to let us know that you guys are enjoying the show. So, really appreciate it. Thanks, Fred, for writing in. And we checked out the website you had with your email, but I wasn't sure if that was your site or a company site, so we didn't really want to bring it up on screen. But definitely, if you do have a photography site that you want to share, shoot us another message, and we'll try and get it up on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put it into the featured photographer segment.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, talking about PhotoPlus Expo, the 30th anniversary, right? What is that? October 23rd through the 26th at the Javits Convention Center over there at New York City. Another, great reason to head into the city. That's kind of exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Fred is planning on going. So, Fred, we're still working out our details as to what we're going to do, what days we're going to be there and all, but we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop and let you know what our plans are when we, get a little closer, nail them all down and stuff. I mean, we've already got our press credentials lined up, so we're good there. It's just really depending on what days we're going to be there, how long we're going to be there for, and stuff. So,
and everybody else, if you're going to be at PhotoPlus Expo, drop us a line, let us know. We're going to kind of take a count, see how many people are going to go, see how many people kind of want to hook up. And, maybe we'll put something together. Digital Photography Cafe, kind of like a tweet up thing or some type of get together, meet up, something.
Yep.
So, we'll see what happens. And definitely, when you send the comments, kind of put a little portion of that and say if you're going to go this year to the PhotoPlus Expo in NYC.
Yep,
let us
for
know.
Sure, definitely. So you're getting ready with your kids back to school and all, and kind of good timing, obviously, back to school. So just the other day, I got an email from Apple about some really good discounts that they're running for students. This promotion is kind of specifically geared for the college student, but they do have really good educational pricing. I know that you picked up a laptop or something for your daughter or something, right? Using their educational deal. So yeah, it's a really good deal. The promotion they're running right now, they say buy a Mac for college and get a $100 App Store gift card that you can use for music, books, apps, any of that stuff. And you can save up to $200 off on a Mac, which really is a great deal. I mean, if you're looking at the new MacBook Air, it's like $1,300, $200 off. I mean, that's a nice savings.
Can't beat that.
And those things are smoking fast too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, she absolutely loves hers. MacBook Air is amazing. I love that machine. Anyways, it's thin. It doesn't weigh anything. The 13-inch is beautiful.
Yep.
I personally didn't go with the Retina on the ones that we use in the studio. Just because we want that little snappiness to it. We just don't need that extra.
You pay the extra
the big
for it.
Exactly. The big monitors that we use, internally here are good enough. We don't really need it, on the road to be that crazy. So, lag was an issue, and I know they had some problems with lag because of the Retina, but they probably correct it by now. But yeah, like you were saying, as far as the educational thing, they have this going on, for college students. But don't forget, guys. Apple always has a student and teacher discount that's going on. It's very important. If you have a student that needs an Apple or needs any of the Apple product, we're going to give you a link here in the show notes. Maybe we'll even put it up online that you'll be able to see it. But if you go there, it comes up with like a little finder. And you put in your zip code, and if your student is either K through 12, or if it's a higher education student, let's say college student, and you put in that zip code, and it gives you an entire list of all of the qualifying schools. And if one of those schools is the school where your son and daughter goes to, you will be able to qualify for that educational program discount. And now that discount is huge. I mean, it's a big chunk of money. I mean,
it is. It's a good percentage off. It's definitely worth taking advantage of. And you know what? If you are a student, if you're going back to school to get a degree, or even if you're just taking classes and you can prove that you are a student, you can get the educational discount for yourself as well. So definitely check into that. Also, look in, if you're needed Apple products, they have the like the remanufactured stuff, a lot of times that stuff is better than new, and it's deeply discounted.
It's QC'd twice, right?
It really is. I mean, a lot of times, you'll get something in the hard drive was bad. Well, they yanked the hard drive out and they put a brand new hard drive in it, but they can't sell it as new anymore. So now it's just remanufactured, and they drop like a couple $100 off the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth, and that anybody can get. You don't have to be a student for that. I mean, you just
and another thing to look at, guys, is Adobe products.
Yeah.
We were bashing on them in the last couple of episodes, but here's something positive. Adobe also has an educational program for student teachers. Matter of fact, I use that with my daughter, and they also do high school as well as college. And the discount on like full-blown packages that used to be the case, when you were able to buy the package, was just immense.
Yeah,
I mean, you would take
really
a $1,700. Yeah, you take like a $1,700 package, and I was able to get it for my daughter for like half of that or something. So definitely look at Adobe's education program. Now, remember, products like Lightroom that you can still purchase as standalone, you can get that educational discount on it. But they also have an educational discount on their cloud, the Creative Cloud stuff too.
Right.
So your monthly bill for them will be cheaper if you use that. So we'll also give you a URL to that, because that's important. Anytime you guys save money, it's positive.
Hey,
because,
every little bit helps, right? I mean,
every penny counts.
If you're new into
Absolutely.
business, if you're just starting out, if you're a weekend warrior, I mean, obviously, every little bit of savings here and there helps. It helps the bottom line. So, in this specifically, we're talking about, discounts for education, which is great. I mean, maybe you are a student, maybe you're in college and you're taking photography classes or what have you. So this is a great opportunity to grab some software at a reduced price. So
yeah, and they simply want, I think it's a photograph of the student's a photo ID for the school, number one, and then they also want a copy of one of either their transcript or their class list that they get every year of what classes they're taking. And
just
that's
to prove
all that
registration and that
just to
current.
prove exactly. And that's it.
You'll get people
Very
that have
simple.
been out of college for 10 years trying to use their old student ID.
And they're using Photoshop to go change the date and the
yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do
we're
that.
We're not condoning.
No,
Don't
we're
do
not
that.
condoning that at all.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Well, CreativeLIVE has a 5-day course, speaking about Adobe, regarding Adobe's Creative Cloud, which is kind of cool, right? Creative Cloud does a lot of great workshops. They're all free. And if you want to buy one after the fact, because you just can't sit there and watch for 8-12 hours straight, you can purchase it after the fact, which is always cool. It's a great business model.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working because, they've been using it for quite some time now. I'd say about 3-4 years or something that
CreativeLIVE Live
has been around.
Yeah, CreativeLIVE is Chase Jarvis is one of the co-founders of that. Of course, we've talked about him before. They're doing phenomenal over there. I mean, they have a different business model than lynda.com and some of the other training sites where, they're giving you the training for free live if you can be there. Obviously, a lot of people can't. Yeah. So, they may catch little bits and pieces of it, but then they have to run off to a meeting or what have you. So their business model is they sell the recordings on the back end. And honestly, that's where they make their money. They have them at a fair price, for the education that you're getting. I mean, comparable to buying a couple really good books or something like that. So it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
But so they're doing a full week of Adobe Creative Cloud training, which is nuts. It starts August 19th and it runs through the 23rd, and it's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
That is a lot of education.
That is a lot of
They were
hours.
saying 11 instructors.
11
So
instructors,
that's a bunch.
including Dave Cross, one of the Photoshop guys. He's a great instructor. He's really good. Nice guy as well. I'm connected with him in social media and stuff. We've chatted a little bit and stuff, but he's a real nice guy. And it's geared for everybody, right? So they're going to have stuff for new users all the way up to experienced users. They have a calendar online on CreativeLIVE. You can check it out. With the different sessions that they're going to be running. So if one is not right for you, maybe it's, too advanced or not advanced enough, you can just tune into the ones that you want to watch.
Exactly. So, all right, guys, before we go any further, let's go ahead and take a quick break to hear from a couple of our sponsors.
Are you frustrated with slightly out of focus images when you know your autofocus spot was dead on? It's simply not your fault. From manufacturer to manufacturer, and even lens copy to lens copy, there are slight variances to the exact spot where light is being focused onto the sensor. Finally, there's a product that allows you to compensate for those variances and make sharper images immediately. Focus Pyramid, the autofocus lens calibration tool, is an absolute must for every photographer. If you want to make the sharpest images possible, then you need to take control over your camera's focusing system. With the Focus Pyramid, you can calibrate all of your lenses on your lunch break. The Focus Pyramid makes lens calibration quick and easy at an affordable price. So give your lenses a new lease on life and take your photography to the next level. Head over to focuspyramid.com/DPC and get an additional 10% off just for being a show listener.
As photographers, we're always trying to increase sales and profits after every event.
We shoot an event and have hundreds or even thousands of images that just sit on our hard drives.
Perhaps a better workflow would increase sales by getting those valuable images in front of the client.
That's where ShootProof comes in. At shootproof.com, you can have an online gallery for all of your clients' proofing needs.
ShootProof helps increase profits while building your brand and securing your photos without charging commission fees on sales.
ShootProof galleries display your photos beautifully while helping to streamline your workflow and automate more of your business through their intuitive studio control panel.
Once approved, photos can be directly fulfilled through ShootProof's various professional lab partners or fulfilled by you.
All ShootProof plans have the same feature set. You simply choose the number of client photos stored, decide what products to sell, and the price.
Try ShootProof today by taking advantage of their free 30-day trial offer.
As a Digital Photography Cafe viewer, ShootProof is offering a 20% discount off any of their premium plans by using promo code DPC20 at checkout.
ShootProof. Upload, share, sell, print.
So, all right, guys, we're back. So one of the things that I found kind of wandering around the web, it's a little bit more techie, not so much photography, but it's kind of like what's coming. And, you know, I've always been a fan of like Star Wars, Star Trek, all this kind of like stuff. I want, you know, before I pass on, I would like to have my own like robot wandering around the house. I think that would just be cool. You know?
And not one of those floor things either.
Not
I want it to bring me a beer, you know, maybe some chips.
It's something, you know, do laundry. I don't know.
Do laundry, that's right.
Yeah.
Mow the grass.
You know, we talk about Google a lot because they're always in the news, but Google, I found an article that says, you know, Google is preparing for a screenless computer. So I started reading about it and I'm thinking about screenless computer. What the heck can that be? And basically it's Star Trek. That's what it is. You know, it's the whole idea of having a friend in your pocket. I don't know. Does that sound right? Maybe it doesn't sound right. Anyways, it's the whole idea of having, you know, some type of computer that's with you all the time that you can speak to just in, you know, just standard voice, the standard dictation. You don't have to, do anything special.
And stuff.
Voice recognition. And so what they're doing is, now, if anyone can do it, Google can do it, is, you know, it's going to be something whereas, you know, we know that Google has, you know, 10 years, I don't know, plus of search, right? So it knows a ton of information and it uses this information based on searching. It also uses this information based on what you say and ask on like voice. So you can say to Google, you know, I would like to get to the nearest Taco Bell. It says, okay, no problem. Now, how can it do that? Well, number one, it can understand Taco Bell. It can understand what you're asking it. And, you know, there's PhDs over there at Google that are developing ways to understand your, I would say, the way you speak, normal speaking.
Yep.
You don't have to say stuff like, you know, for years, like Dragon Naturally Speaking and stuff. It was great for dictation for doctors and whatnot. And they even had plugins for, you know, specific doctors that would know, you know, the verbiage of that profession. Well, now, you know, Google's so huge, it knows all this stuff already.
Right.
Not only does it know that, but it knows your location based on triangulation on Wi-Fi or on cell tower or whatnot. So when you say, listen, I want to get to like a taco joint near me, You don't have to say anything else. It's like near me. Okay, that means you're this location. Tacos, whatever.
Right.
It's getting smarter and smarter, and this is what they have been working on.
Yeah, I mean, we're already
right?
kind of getting that in our iPhones and our Android phones and everything. The voice recognition and Siri, her whole thing,
Exactly.
that they make fun of on TV and stuff. But
I
mean, it really is getting that to that point. I mean, the voice recognition is getting so incredible, and you're right. I mean, the amount of data that Google has in their system, and the way they're geotagging people and knowing where you are, your location. I mean, location marketing is huge, and actually
huge.
Probably maybe on an upcoming show or something. I've got some really interesting stats about location marketing and the idea of mobile marketing and why it's so important. And we've kind of touched on this in the past on the show, but they're basically taking that mobile marketing concept to another level and being able to help you find things that you need and direct you where you need to go. I mean, it really is incredible stuff. And the whole idea of it being screenless, I mean, it could be the type of thing that could be integrated into your car,
Right.
or like you said, on a device in your pocket. I mean, whether it be your phone or another type of device. I mean, a watch even, right?
Watch with like maybe a little earpiece. Forget about Google goggles where it's looking around. You don't really need that. If you have GPS in your pocket, Google doesn't need to see where you are. It doesn't really matter. It knows where you are within 3 feet.
Right.
And then you have a little earbud in your ear and you're basically communicating with your pocket and it knows what you are. Now, see, the thing that's really great about Google is that they not only have your location, but they have timely information. Right. So what that means is that if you say, I want to know X, Y, or Z, it's going to know what you're saying based on what else is being searched for at that moment in time. So in other words, lingo changes, verbiage change, how we express ourselves changes, right?
Right.
The items the things around us change. So being that it's not stagnant and that, it is in the cloud and the things that you're saying is being shot up into the cloud and being analyzed and then shot back down, timely.
Right.
It just gives them so much of a presence in this type of market. I don't think anyone would be able to beat them on this. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And this technology, I mean, these are early stages of technology. I mean, we've only really had worthwhile voice recognition within the last year or so. The other attempts, again, before that wasn't all that great. But this technology, I mean, it will start in one area and migrate into other areas. I mean, you'll be talking to your appliances, you'll be talking to your cameras,
Right.
And it will, realistically, you can already do it. If you have an Android device or what have you with a camera in it, I mean, you can open, tell it to open a certain app or whatever. I mean, you're kind of already getting there. And I can just only imagine where it's going to be in not the too distant future. No,
absolutely. I think it's cool. It's just something to watch. It's an interesting topic, and it's something that is kind of interesting, especially to me. I love this stuff. I just think it's kind of, the people that worry about, Big Brother watching you. Well, I think at this stage it's time to just get over it, because any device that you have, unless you're, absolutely electronic-less, you're going to be monitored. They know where you are at any given time.
Anything that has GPS built into it is going to...
I mean, phones have GPS. You can have like a little point and shoot. It has GPS in it,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think at this point it's pretty much done. But I think it's cool. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. We were talking about last week how Apple could definitely command the movie industry or TV industry as a whole if they quote unquote get it right, which we foresee them, getting it right. But it's kind of interesting. Google is, that's one thing. They're innovative. They're not sitting on their laurels, doing searches.
Yeah, they're doing searches a day or whatever. Focusing solely on search. No, they're doing all kinds of stuff, which is really great.
They're like, how do we take this data, put it to use, and make money?
Yes.
And they're doing it.
Yes, they are.
They're doing it. So, back on the photography side, photography, as we know it, has definitely changed from film to digital. And then once, cameras became let's say obsoleted by, or let's say point and shoots almost obsoleted by your phone, the whole idea of taking photos with your iPhone or your Android device, people call taking iPhone photos iPhoneography.
Right.
And there's like a whole, movement of iPhoneography, and,
Sure.
people share these images. We saw in the Huffington Post had a year-end review or something, or the yearly contest. And we're going to put up on the screen a bunch of the pictures. These pictures that you guys are going to be seeing, if you're not listening and you're watching, are all taken with iPhones, manipulated on the iPhones, supposedly, and whatnot.
Yep.
And it's really interesting because you look at these photos and you're like, compositionally they're awesome. The colors are great. The whole concept of it, the message that they're saying. And that's something that we kind of want to put out to you, right, Trev, is that the idea of constantly thinking in an artistic way, even if you're simply using a point and shoot or just simply your camera, will keep you fresh, will keep your mind moving on an artistic, let's say, plane or thought pattern. And it'll just improve your photography when you take out the quote unquote big camera, Yeah,
exactly. There's creativity all around us. It's just noticing it and harnessing it. You could be out anywhere and just walking through the woods or in a field and see the light hitting some blades of grass or some corn stalks or whatever, and that could create an amazing looking photo. And having that device with you gives you the ability to do that, let alone all of the thousands and thousands of photography apps out there, right, that can help you enhance your photos. But yeah, we always talk about the barrier to entry. Now what's happening is you've got regular people who have and photography enthusiasts, let's say, in the past, and now have access to these nice cameras in their phones and these great apps and stuff, and now they're out there taking shots that are looking really pretty good. They're not all gems, of course, but the ones we're showing on screen here, I mean, these were the prize winners, the
standouts.
They were the standouts, and they're good. I mean, there's some things that as a professional, we look at it and like, I would have pulled those power lines out, or I would have done something that a little bit different, but it doesn't matter. I mean, even Ansel Adams, right? I mean, we look at one of his pictures and say, I do that different.
Absolutely.
Everybody's a critic. Everybody has their own artistic eye and their own impression of what creativity is. So, but it's nice having this other medium that you can express yourself in, and that the fact that there's a place for recognition in these awards groupings. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And, the phone companies, the manufacturers of these phones, they are just understanding that people are moving towards, or have moved already, to photography on these phones. And I just saw a commercial, matter of fact, today for, I think it was a Windows phone or something, I don't know, that supposedly has 41 megapixels, which is obviously, big asterisk next to it, which is kind of nonsense because the sensor is the size of a pinhead. But regardless, the idea of putting the idea, the little quotes, 41 megapixels out there, is really a method of drawing people into that specific phone as a camera.
As a camera.
And,
it's
very
as
interesting.
A camera
right?
alternative to, exactly. Yeah. Get rid of that point and shoot and just use the phone. That's right.
Use the phone. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's cool. Anyways, if you guys have any really cool photos that you've taken with your phone, or just photos in general, or once again, like we've said in the past, if you want us to highlight your website, because we do have that featured photographer segment that we do, maybe once a month or a couple times a month, please send us over that information. So
absolutely. Absolutely. You can even call in. You can leave a message for us on our voicemail line at 440-345-6787. And we'd love to hear from you. All right, man. I think we are done, right? Let's get out of here. Let's wrap it. Let's close it. So if people want to connect with you outside of the show, what's the best way for them to reach you?
You can reach me on Twitter. As always, we love Twitter. Yes. I'm on there all the time. You can find me at Joseph Christina, and that's Christina with no H.
Right, and you can connect with me on Twitter. It's at Trevor Current.
All right, guys, we are out of here. You can get all of our show notes from this episode by visiting digitalphotographycafe.com/116. 2017. And don't forget to send your questions and comments to comments@digitalphotographycafe.com, or simply, as Trevor said, call 440-345-6707. Once again, that's 440-345-6707, and we will see you next week.
You've been watching the Digital Photography Cafe Show with Trevor Curran and Joseph Christina. Be sure to subscribe to the show for free in iTunes or through RSS. You can also listen on Stitcher and TuneIn Radio and watch in HD on TiVo. Visit digitalphotographycafe.com for show notes and to connect with your hosts.